Good morning, class. Goeiedag, dumelang, rialocha, sanbonani. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're having a lovely day, because I am. Uh, I'd like to introduce myself again. My name is Mr. Lebelo, and I'll be your teacher for CAT Grade 10. And as we've started a new chapter in the past 2 weeks, today we'll be doing the social implications of ICT. And like we do any other lesson, today we're first going to start with the lesson objectives, what you guys are expected to know by the end of this lesson. And by the end of this lesson, firstly, you guys should know what ICTs are. I assume you already know that. Secondly, you guys should be able to name and explain the social implications of ICTs. By the end of this lesson, you guys should be able to identify how ICT influences on your personal lifestyle. And to recap on what we did last week we discussed what ICTs are. Is if any of you guys remember, by a raise of hand, can you please tell us what ICTs are? What do you remember with the word ICTs? When the word ICT comes to your mind, what is it that you first remember? I first remember communications. I remember sending an email. Was that part of ICT? I remember having my cell phone. Does my cell phone has anything to do with ICT? I don't know. You tell me. Well, when you guys are thinking about it, let's continue. We'll get back to the questions and answer. So, you guys, the word ICT basically means information communications technology, and by just that you can deduce what it means. It's communications, it's technologies that enable us to communicate information. And then by this we're talking about our laptops, we're talking about the radios, we're talking about the televisions, we're talking about the internet. We're talking about applications such as WhatsApp, such as Twitter, such as Instagram, such as you name them, all of these technological devices that allow us to communicate information fall under the big word ICT. And there's no distinctive definition, but that's as good as you might find them. And technology, as we all know, that it has its own social implications. Some people call them advantages and disadvantages of technology, or today we choose to call them what, implications. And we're going to discuss a few of these implications, and going further you guys are going to learn what which implications apply. You're going to come up with your own implications, from different experiences with ICTs. And briefly, ICTs, uh, they enable us to share information easily and quickly. We can get information from the palm of our hands. It offers us new tools and new opportunities. In that, there are applications and there are means where people can read better now using ICT tools. People can hear better using hearing aids, to communicate, because if you tell that person, you're communicating with them using that ICT device they're wearing. And also communication, it's flexible, and even the response can be immediate at times. That I can send the person uh, an email or a text message if they're in Cape Town and I'm in Gauteng, and also we can video conference from anywhere around the world. That's what ICT affords us. And as much as those are good things that ICT affords us, there's also the negative of these implications. And one negative would be that job losses. People are going to lose jobs because of, with ICTs, dominating. It can do technologies can do work that human beings do two times and way much faster. Work like in factories, for example. Barcode scanners. You'll no longer need a barcode scanner as a person. There'll be a machine doing that. You no longer need people, to print manually or to type manually. You can have a computer where you can tell it what to type and it will type. Also, it reduces personal interactions. People no longer see the need to go to parks and socialize. Kids in school, we no longer make friends. On Facebook, you meet hundreds and thousands of people. That's also a risk. People can get kidnapped easily because of they meet strangers on the net, and it can lead to very dangerous situations. Also, it's very expensive. As much as uh, information can be easily accessed. It's not cheap to access this information. You need to purchase data to be able to access this information and to use it effectively. And that for for only those reasons, there are very few of the implications that ICTs have on our lives. And lastly, I'd like us to have a conversation about how ICTs influences your life and how it can influence your lifestyle and your life. I'll share my personal story, and you guys in the next lesson, you'll think about it, you'll ponder on it, and then you'll write the page of what you think, how you think ICT can influence your life and your lifestyle. Personally, ICTs has kept me fit. I've watched videos of Cristiano Ronaldo on Instagram, and I want to be like him. So that makes me exercise each and every day. Contrary to that, also, it has made me lazy. Instead of, doing some activities, I can, put my computer to do it and it will do it. That makes me lazy, even though, yes, I'm cutting corners and I'm doing, it's doing the job much better, but it's lazy, It keeps me hooked to my phone, instead of uh, I no longer spend time with my family because most of the time I'm on my phone chatting with my online family, and all that takes, the social aspect of my family away, and my kids miss me and everything. So I want you guys to think about it. Go write the page of how ICT influences your life and your lifestyle. If for the better or for the worse, it doesn't matter. And we'll have the conversation next week, same time. I thank you guys. I thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys next week.